Okay, hello, this is my game for the IAT 167 final project, and I'm just gonna let the gameplay happen in the background while I talk about it. This game's called Blade of the Eternal Labyrinth, and it's a top-down action hack-and-slash endless dungeon crawler where you play as this little frog homie fighting for survival as you traverse the dungeon. Every room is randomly generated, and they get progressively harder the more that you clear. The goal of the game is to clear as many rooms as you can, and it ends when you die. The player moves around with the WASD keys. J is a slash attack in the direction that you're facing. K is a dash that you can hold to extend until a certain point where you don't take damage while dashing, which is a key feature for survivability. L will interact with the Ouroboros gates, which teleports you to the next room. There are two types of enemies in the game, this worm thing and a floating eyeball. The worm is a basic enemy, which waits until the player is close enough before dashing to attack them. The eyeball similarly will wait until the player is close enough before firing a burst of a few projectiles at the player that they'll have to dodge. These enemy behaviors mean that the player's ability to move around effectively, utilizing the dash and routing enemies is crucial to surviving and clearing rooms. Once you enter a level, all the gates are locked until you clear it of enemies, after which you can choose a gate to move to the next room. One thing to make it slightly easier is that enemies have a chance to drop a health regen after you end them, which makes it more manageable to trudge through large groups or recover from encounters. Actions in the game that aren't walking consume stamina, which won't recharge until after a small duration of not doing anything. As well, there's a maximum of 3 consecutive dashes before the player must wait a short time to get them back. Together, these things encourage the player to be more careful and precise with what they do. Notable ECO features that I want to point out that I implemented are the random level generation and the camera system. Each level is created from a 2D array of blocks. The center is marked to guarantee a playable area, and then an arbitrary amount of 2x2 blocks are randomly marked on the array to determine the map's overall shape. The system then uses the flood fill algorithm on the guaranteed playable area to find all the blocks contiguous with it. That area is then refined to create the tile map, which is a 3x3 area of tiles per block. The tiles are then searched for the outermost edges, which are marked as north, south, east, and west, and those points are then used to set the position of the gates. Every time you exit a gate, you'll spawn on the opposite direction's door of the next room. So leaving the north gate will move you to the next room's south gate, leaving the west gate will move you to the next room's east gate, and so on. For the camera, a separate position variable is kept in the game loop, which is linearly interpolated to the player's position in every frame. All game objects that are drawn to the screen are then translated by this variable on top of their position in the global level space, which mimics a camera and allows smooth movement. The north, south, east, and west points of the room are then used to clamp the camera's position to within the room's bounds, so that when you get too close to the edge of the level, the camera will stop following the player. The amount of times blocks are placed influences approximately how large the generated rooms are, and is controlled by the number of rooms cleared. The number of enemies is also influenced by the number of rooms cleared, plus some randomness. This means that overall, the number of enemies and size of the rooms get larger as gameplay continues. All the assets in this game are produced by me. The only thing I didn't make was the font, which is called Nokia Cell Phone FC by Zé Fernando on DaFont, which is free for any purpose. I drew the characters and animated them in each state. I drew the textures for the tile map. I wrote the music that plays in the background and synthesized the noise that plays in the menus. I recorded or synthesized and edited every single sound effect myself. I'm gonna show the clip till the end of the run, and yeah, thanks for watching.